I'm going to tell you the truth about science. The truth about science. Can I tell you the truth about science? Is that possible? This guy on YouTube talking to you right now, does he know the truth about anything? Especially science? I mean, science, it's going to save us all, isn't it? Science is the answer to all our questions. There's only truth in science. Science is going to give us the absolute truth about our existence that we've been searching for. Science is going to do that for us. Science. Now, what is science? Science is basically the process of understanding how the world around us works, the natural world, finding facts, finding certainties, and comprehending them, and why they are what they are, and connecting them, and understanding everything. It's a body of knowledge about our existence in the universe. Knowledge is very important. The process of learning, of discovery, self-discovery, and internal discovery and outward discovery of the relationship between both of those things, that duality, who we are, who you are as a person in relation to everything that exists outside of you, your consciousness, your soul, so as we go through life, we're born into life as babies that don't understand anything except for the fact that when we're hungry, when we need changed, whenever there's something causing us discomfort, something that's, irritating us, if we need food, whatever desires is within us trying to manifest so that our parents can become aware of what we need, because as babies, we don't know language. We don't know how to communicate like we are now. So we have to do things like cry and whatever to get our parents' attention, to say, hey, I'm hungry. I need fed. I need changed. So as we age and grow and develop, we learn how to communicate, how to talk like we are now. We learn, of course, we learn these things from our parents. Our parents teach us these things. Hopefully, we have parents that love us and want to teach us, that parents that when a man and a woman, a husband and a wife decide to have a child, they do it because they love one another unconditionally, and they want to create life, bring life into this world, because they want to share the love they have between them, and watch, like planting a seed and watching it grow into something beautiful. Like a farmer that plants his crops, takes care of his corn, plants the seed, takes care of it, so when it grows, it's going to take care of him. That relationship. So you have a child, you have children, you have a family out of love, take care of one another. Because when something is taken care of, when something is maintained and it's fed and it's given its nutrients, love, as babies need love more than anything. Think about it. Babies don't understand language, like I just said. Babies understand when a mother shows affection, when a mother takes care of it, gives it what it needs. So as a child, we learn, we grow, and as we're developing, we're understanding the importance of love before we're able to, you know, use our intelligence and use our capability of language that we have yet. We have the capability as a child, but as we grow and age and develop, we learn to use the capability, the ability to speak. We learn how to talk, communicate with each other. But we first learn that we have these things taking care of us. And we don't know why they're taking care of us, but they are. And there's this innate need for, of course, love, being taken care of. Just like when you plant a flower, a seed, whatever it is, you plant that flower. Why do you plant a flower? Flowers are beautiful. You want to watch them grow. You want to not just have a flower, have a garden. You can't just have something, own something, because it's beautiful, like a garden with beautiful flowers. If you want a garden with beautiful flowers, you have to take care of it. You have to love it. You have to nourish it. Your life has to be about that garden of flowers, that garden, whatever it is. You can't just there's so many examples. A trophy, okay? If you want to succeed and do well, like our kids are taught, like in sports and so on, and school, if you do well and succeed, you'll get a certificate, a trophy. If you get first place, if your baseball team wins the championship, you get first place, you get a trophy. So kids go after that trophy. They want the trophy to put up and admire their accomplishment. That trophy shows them, reminds them they did something great, that they went through a process. They did something to earn that trophy. So you have the process. Science is a process. Just like a garden, just like things growing, you can't just own something to have it. It has to be maintained and taken care of. So that duality of owning it, having it, and taking care of it, the internal and external, the gardener and his garden, the farmer and his farm, we have this science is how all of these things work. It's like the trophy putting up there. So what I'm getting to, the importance of, yes, science is important. Understanding who we are, what everything is, so that look at the world. Look at all the fighting, the killing, it's just everything is going crazy. So what we're hoping to do is use science to find answers to fix all of those problems, right? Well, that's where science, it's so clear. Science has become like God. Now, if you look at everyone that says, yes, science is the answer, it's all about science, only truth. The only truth can be found in science. Science is the only thing that's just going to give us absolute truth. Now compare someone that's a Christian or someone that's a believer in God, and how they, as someone, I was an atheist. I hated God. I knew all the reasons why God didn't exist. I went through a lot of things. I was full of hate and anger, and I looked down on people, and I thought, all these people that believe in God, they think they have all the answers, and I was hopeless, and I was looking for answers everywhere, and eventually I came to find that when it comes down to it, science is God. God is science. They're one and the same. So you have these people that believe in science, and all the answers are found in science. What they're doing is the same thing as people that try to convince others. Like, I know if I want to convince, or if I'm talking about God, okay, what I'm saying is that I have to abide by God's will. And when I say God's will, I mean, I'm talking about science too. I'm talking about the universe and everything in existence operates according to a very specific set of rules and laws. Math. Humanity, we didn't discover math. You didn't create math. Humanity didn't create math. We discovered math and numbers, and we discover things, and we use them. Science is about making discoveries and using them to help us. So when I talk about God, I'm talking about science. I'm talking about, all right, this is where science and religion can be easily, just think about this, all right? Say you believe in science, okay? All answers are found in science, right? Now, we're going to say science, it's all science. So, if you're saying that all answers and truth is found in science, you're saying that basically we have to give our will over to science. And there's so many people that don't agree that science is the answer, but you're saying that, yes, science is the answer. And eventually we're going to prove that science is going to give us all the answers we need. So, and then we have Christians saying, well, God, you don't understand how the mind of God works. You don't understand how, all the infinite. It's impossible for a human to comprehend all of this. It would drive you crazy. You're not meant to comprehend all of this. When I say that, I'm talking about science. When I say God, I'm talking about science, but I'm talking about there's the creator of that science. To believe, if science was the answer, it would just answer for itself. Think about that. If science was the answer, would you have to set out to search for the answer, to discover? Science is about discovering. But if people are claiming that the only absolute truth is found in science, wouldn't that be apparent? Why when you believe in science, it's the same thing as believing in God. It's those that, we have like Richard Dawkins, a man he's an anti-theist. I used to like this guy. And what he says that God is a delusion. And it's all a joke. And he gets mad and angry at people that don't have his intellect he looks down on. He's full of anger. And that's easy to see. Why would you want to live like that? I lived the same way. But I wasn't any better Like, when you think you have this intellect and you're smart, you end up looking down on people you think that aren't any, that are less than you, that don't have your intellect. But in doing that, you're creating a negative emotion, feelings in yourself that you have to deal. You made the choice to put them down and make yourself feel that way. So who's the smarter person? You could just, if God really doesn't exist, you could just put it out of your mind, not think about it, not go up against. People are constantly trying to prove that God doesn't exist, but in doing so, and everything you're using to prove that God doesn't exist, you're proving that God exists. You're, in everything you do to go after truth in science, it's like this duality that we see in life. It's all one thing. It's all connected. And by doing when people go after science and the answers are in science, it's all about science. You believe in, those people believe in God. Science is their God. I mean, ask yourself, why are they even doing it? If you don't believe in God, if you think science is the answer, why devote your time? Why study? Why go to college? Why speak to people? Why do what you do to prove science is the answer? Think about this. Why do you do it? Why not just go, okay, if I know science is the answer and all the truth is found in science, why do I even put any effort into, I know that the truth is there. Well, science is about discovery, right? So how can you have discovery, a process of discovery, and absolute truth? What you have it's that duality that it's the same thing as someone that believes in God. It's the same exact thing, and that's where people need to realize that whether you believe in science or God or whatever, at the core, at the center of who you and I are, of the center of all of us, the center of everything here on this earth, plants, animals, everything needs love. Those seeds that need taken care of, that need maintained, that need nutrients, that love is more than emotion. It's more than a feeling. It's an actual force that gives life. When you take care of a plant, when you have a flower and you water it, when you take it out of its natural environment and you take care of it, that plant, it doesn't know. You love that flower, right? Because it's beautiful. It's maybe someone gave it to you. You have a positive emotion about it. You love it. You have an attachment to it. You want to take care of it. Now that flower doesn't recognize that you love it, your language when you say I love you, but it knows that you're taking care of it because it's growing. It's getting everything it needs to grow. So, science, all the science is there. Now, who came to tell us the importance of love? Above all else, the importance of love. Yeah, I know there are a lot of things in the Bible that are just sound absolutely insane, and God, especially in God in the Old Testament, he's like, sounds like the devil. I know, okay? But Jesus came to tell us the importance of unconditional love, to live a life to show us how to love, in case we're born into this life, and unfortunately there's a lot of people that have to deal with a lot of shit that they don't deserve to deal with. I understand the pain and suffering. I know. I've been through hell myself. It's not about me. We need to do better by each other. We have a responsibility. It doesn't matter if you believe in science or you believe in whatever you believe in. When it comes down to it, the truth is love. Jesus Christ. I can't think of any other person. Who comes to mind when you think about someone that lived the life that he lived, the persecution, everything? Imagine something when people if you believe in science, that's where it's at, science. You believe in that, and you stand up for it. You believe in God. You believe in it, you stand up for it, you know the truth in your heart. And that same truth that you feel for science and everything that goes with, all of that, the way, and the same thing with God, believing in God and the Bible, and it all comes from love. That feeling is a quantifiable force that the kingdom of heaven is inside you, Jesus said, in your heart. Now, when we talk about the heart, we could get into quantum mechanics and quantum physics, but what we see here, like I said, we see a duality. We see a separation of this and that and solid. And all this energy starts in the heart, electricity. What connects everything? What magnetism, electricity, our DNA, the way our DNA is braided and made, vibrations of energy. What I'm saying is love connects all of this, brings it to life. Love connects it and gives life. Now, for that life-giving force to exist, there has to be a force that destroys and takes away. So we have fear and hate. The Old Testament taught us to fear. God was in tune with our destructive side. Okay, it dealt with everything destructive. God, it was about fear. Okay, so if we fear something above all else, man and everything else, if we fear the very thing that created us, like our father, like our father is supposed to be our father, not our best friend. We're supposed to have a fear of our father, not necessarily because he's going to hurt us, but because out of respect and out of, you know what I mean. So when we fear God, we're respecting God, we're respecting science. We know that science is the way it is. We are made a certain way, and the rules are just the rules, and that's how it is. There's truth in giving over to the will of something greater than yourself. Who was it that said that the same level of consciousness that created the problem can also solve the problem? Basically, humanity's level of consciousness. We have this duality, this way of thinking. We create the problem in our mind, and then we can't also have the same problem or the answer to that problem within the same level of thinking that created the problem to begin with. We have to raise ourselves. We have to reach a level of thinking and consciousness that looks at science and the idea of something higher than us, and find truth in that. And that higher truth is love. Love conquers all. Think about it. If we keep hating each other and hurting each other, the more hurt and hate will ever, it's just a vicious cycle. Think about it, if we all recognize that we're all human, really, whatever differences we have, whatever different ways we sin, whatever you want to call it, we're all human. We all need love. We all need to be understood. We all need to be taken care of. I can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. We need each other. Like a big family. And God is our Heavenly Father. When I say man, I don't mean like a man, oh man up in the sky. I mean like there is, everything in the universe is connected. And the energy that connects us to the universe, that is us, all of this together, it is God. It's like a, I see it in my mind, and so it's all in our heart. It's part of us. And when you connect to love, when you know love, when you discover yourself and discover that you are worthy of love, no matter what you've been told and taught, you're worthy of love. You deserve love. You connect to something great. You can know how this works and that works and this, but when it comes down to it, what's the point of knowing all these things if it's not for love? For what is the point of knowing, learning science, coming to understand all these things, and having this knowledge and information, if what are we going to do? We're going to use it to help one another, right? To keep humanity, alive and surviving, right? Why don't we do that? What's the point? If science, I mean, because we have free will. Like people, I hope Sam Harris eventually watches this, but it's like, Sam, why are you even doing what you're doing? Think about it. People want to have control over everything. You have control in giving up control to something greater. Just think about that. When you say, I am in control, you can make claims. I'm not in control of all of this. I'm not in control. Science is in control. God is, I'm giving my will up to something greater because I know what happened when I thought I was in control. And something could happen just like that. We don't know everything that's going on. We think we do. We try to, it's like chaos. And we try to think of everything and figure everything out and make all these discoveries but when it comes down to it, we just don't know when it comes to how everything works. But we do know that none of that matters. When it comes down to it, it's about love. It's the act, and it's like a book. A book on a shelf is no good unless you're going to read it. Love is the book and the act of reading it. It's putting it all together. It's the thing that gives life, creates life, and it's love. I mean, think about it. We go through this life wanting happiness and pleasure. What is above all else, if we can connect to people, like you have a husband or wife or boyfriend, someone you're in love with, that feeling, that's what we're all searching for in some manner. We want to find that. What happens if we don't get the love that we need? We get full of anger and hate and these negative emotions, and then we act them out. They consume us and they destroy our minds. All this, the hate and anger and everything going in the world, it's destroying us. It is, and it's us because people want to be in control and think they're right, and just we need to let go of our ego and give our will to God, to science, and say the answers in love. The only truth that we can all comprehend and understand that will unite us is love. That's going to end all of them. It's love. It's that simple. The answer's there. Jesus Christ, God, the science. Imagine science. I mean, everything in the universe being able to come together and show you and I how to love one another. Because I was born into this life. I wasn't taught things that, about loving myself and so on. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know what real unconditional love really. And we can fail. It's okay. We can't be perfect all the time. We can't be. but in love we are made perfect. In that, that's the only thing that makes us perfect is love. Why? Why do we know this? Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter if you believe, it's Jesus Christ came to represent, he represented love, the importance of unconditional love, to love one another. And if you forget the Bible, forget everything in the Bible except for the importance of love, loving one another. Okay, now take that, compare it to science. Where are you going to find more truth? I mean, right now, the importance of love, right? Right now, I don't have to prove it. We know how love is important. Well, that's science. I mean, I hope, whatever, we all have beliefs. Whether you're an atheist, atheism is a belief. If you don't believe in God, you just don't even think about God. You don't have to have anything to say that you don't believe in God, because so we all have beliefs. I believe that there isn't a God. So we all find comfort in something we think we control in our minds, because it just gives us this power. We all want power and control. We find comfort in that. We find safety in that. But the only real safety and power and control we could ever really genuinely have is in love. Everything that really matters comes from love. It's that simple. Just think about it. I've been through a lot in life, and I've fortunately been given the gifts of being able to. I love learning. I mean, if you want to say something against what I think and believe, whatever, if you have something that's going to, I'll tell me whatever you have to say. I want to listen. I'm not the kind of person that's going to say, no, you're wrong. Now, I'm not gonna put you down. Like, I don't judge people. I know it hasn't gotten me anywhere with that kind of behavior in the past, and I know how it feels. So I'm not saying I'm not saying that you're wrong about whatever you believe. I'm just saying, whatever you believe, man, I don't love. Like, I still love you as a person, no matter what you believe. You know what I mean? But just, if we just really throw our ego out and stop wanting to be right and stop wanting to claim, just go, you know what? We're all human. The center of who we are, of our being, we need love more than anything else. That's science. That's fact. That's truth. Taking care of a seed, a plant, giving it what it needs, that's love. Nothing grows without love. Love is the force that gives life. I just think if we all tune into that, we can find out the answers. We can use science. I mean, right now we have all the science and technology and all these advancements. I mean, we're capable of great things. We have such potential. But it's our very desire to be God. We can do amazing things. But it has to, if it doesn't come from love, it doesn't matter. Whatever answers we find, yes, science is going to help us. But look at the world right now. We have all these, like I said, we have all these advancements, all this technology, great technology. It's amazing. We could do so much. We could heal people. We could clothe feed, shelter every person in the world. We could really take care of each other with what we have right now. But why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we doing it? Why do people have trillions of dollars and someone else has absolutely nothing? What makes this person... So, yeah, science can help us as long as you realize that the intent. Why do we want to use science to help us? Well, because we love one another, we want to take care of one another, we want to survive. But why do we want to do that? Because we're meant created that way. So our destructive side, those two forces, that destruction, that death and rebirth, it's everywhere. It's a cycle that keeps everything in existence. But we've gotten to the point where, as far as our level of consciousness goes and our level of destructive, we've reached a point where we're at a precipice. Humanity is at a precipice. And a new level, a new way of thinking, a new truth has to be introduced into the... People need to be on the same page. We all need to have the same goal. We all need to have the same... We all need to understand the simple truth. And that's a message of love. And if we start there, think about that. What's going to change? I mean, someone living and dying for you, someone dying for you, is that going to affect you, or change your life, or have any impact on you more than some, piece of technology, a cell phone, this, like, it's in my hand right now. These cell phones and this technology comes out all the time. We get it. Oh, this cell phone, it's great. We use it. Oh, then we want something else. Then we want another. We're never satisfied. We're never happy. And that's why so many people believe in science aren't happy with the answers you've already been given. It's not good enough. It's not in your control. So we have all of these things that we're creating that we worship, but are they really changing our lives? No. Someone living and dying for you, someone going through hell, someone being tortured for you and dying for you, I think that's going to affect you and have a greater impact on you more than a new cell phone or car or whatever it may be. It's because when a person chooses to do something out of your control, when they do it for you out of love, that's when something matters. When you can control it, think about it. We look at nature and the beauty of nature and how great it's out of our control. It's something amazing. It's out of our control. When we make something and control it and create it, it seems like the value less. It's like man created it. Yes, it's something great. But look at the universe and everything that we didn't create. So, I know I'm going around here and going on 40 minutes and I just lost but love is the answer. Love is the thing we're missing in this world more than anything. I think that's clear to see. And it doesn't matter what you believe in. The truth is love, and the evidence can be found in that statement right away. I'm talking to you because I'm here. Everything exists because of love. I don't have to prove it. It's already been proven. People just don't want to accept people just don't want to accept it because it's out of their control and it takes their power away. But in finding this truth and discovering the truth and love within yourself, you're gaining a power that's greater than anything. You're connecting to God, science. You are a part. You, through love, through the process of love and loving yourself and maintaining, nourishing yourself and your relationships, and just showing others love, that in doing that, you're connecting to science, God. You are being godly. You are, so in giving your will up to God, you're becoming a greater part of there's a feeling that you're not losing anything by believing in God. That's the thing. People think that, oh, I don't want to believe in God. That's just like it's edgy, and it's like, oh no, God doesn't exist. You're putting something down to raise yourself up, to gain control and power over something, and you're not really. In doing so, I just hope by now people, if we start with love and build on that, everything will fall into place. If you start recognizing man, whoever you are, what you think, what you created to be loved, and to love, and to, I'm not talking about having a perfect life. I'm talking about whatever's, love is the meaning for everything. Love is the, all right, now I think you understand by now. And disagree with me, whatever. I mean, I want to listen and understand what you have to say. I'm not one of those people that just because you disagree with me or whatever I have to say, I understand the importance of accepting people no matter what. Acceptance is really important. And it's not, if you listen to what I've been saying, a lot of it sounds like, I'm a Christian, but it has really nothing to do with Christianity. It's the way we're made. It's human psychology. It's just the way the mind works. Well, there's a reason for that, but if you're really honest with yourself and you just put away everything, that just look deep inside your heart, and if you can't understand the importance of love, and you've never felt real love or don't think love matters, I hope, to live a life without love is, I hope you find love. Love, don't give up. Don't ever lose hope. Love is real. Don't ever lose hope. But, what was I saying? Just, whatever you take from this video, I'm not saying I want you to believe in God. I want you to believe in love. Just